US and China are locked in a heated economic battle, with each country fighting to gain the upper hand in the high-stakes game of technological development. It's a classic conflict between the rising power and the ruling power, but this time, it's not about the petrol or gold. It's about microchips and future of artificial intelligence because fighting against a country mastered artificial superintelligence is going to be an impossible game to win. US government has publicly acknowledged that America is falling behind in the global semiconductor manufacturing industry. Investment in the semiconductor startups has fallen, leading to a decline in the number of such companies and the amount of money invested in them. Additionally, overregulation and lack of tax incentives have deterred manufacturers from investing in the US. The government has responded to these issues by passing the CHIPS Act, which sets aside $52 billion in grants and incentives for US semiconductor manufacturing business. US is focused on high-end AI chips, seeing them as a strategic advantage, and they implemented restrictions on the sale of certain high-end semiconductor chips to China, while China has responded with threats of restricting American tech companies producing in China's soil. A microchip is truly the most advanced technology humanity has ever developed. Microchip production machines cost $120 million each, and they have more than 100,000 parts. The company producing them is based in Netherlands, but they can't do it alone. There are more than 800 suppliers involved in making a single microchip machine. And this supply chain is overwhelmingly controlled by the United States and its allies. China has been trying to catch up, even though they are quickly developing technology to manufacture faster and faster chips. They still rely heavily on equipment from international suppliers. The Biden administration has started restricting sales of high-end processors, specifically NVIDIA's top-of-the-line graphics processing units, to China. These GPUs are powerful and are critical for training cutting-edge AI models. They are faster and have more memory than consumer cards, and they are necessary for AI researchers to train new models. The response to the ban was swift and involved a number of Chinese aircraft, missiles, and ships moving towards Taiwan. Taiwan is a critical player in this chess game because it's homeland of a company called TSMC. TSMC produces advanced microchips and one of the main chip suppliers of Apple. They recently announced that they started producing 3nm chips, which is extremely hard to produce, and they have aimed to reach to 2nm chip production until 2025. TSMC brought $7.5 billion revenue to Taiwan just by selling microchips, and this is one of the reasons that Taiwan is extremely important for China. The success of companies like Intel or TSMC will be crucial in determining the outcome of the US-China economic war. Of course, main supplier of TSMC chips, Apple, is closely watching tension between US and China since it creates a massive threat to its business. Without microchips, iPhones or mixed reality headsets can't be produced. That's why Apple wants to move some of its microchip production to India and to US soil. We see similar pattern for electric vehicle production as well. More and more US companies are getting into game and they prefer to produce cars in US instead of buying from Germany or China, which indirectly impacts both countries' economical growth. Tension between US and China has been increasing, and on October 7, 2022, President Biden extended a ban on US firms investing in Chinese military-linked companies. This ban prevents China from buying certain semiconductor chips made with US equipment and also prevents them from buying the machinery to make those chips. Additionally, American citizens working in China were forced to choose between quitting their jobs and coming back to US or losing American citizenship. These restrictions will have a significant impact on China's future military capacity and technological development. According to Reuters, China is working on a more than 1 trillion yuan, which is approximately $143 billion support package for its semiconductor industry in a major step towards self-sufficiency in chips and to counter US moves aimed at slowing its technological advances. China could interpret the chip restrictions as an all-out economic war and retaliate by restricting American tech companies like Apple, but this could hurt China more than US economically. It's a war we should watch very closely because winner will come very close to building first artificial superintelligence and therefore total control and domination over world. If you want to learn more about recent developments on artificial intelligence, you can check this video as well. Thanks for watching.